Right. Should be live soon. Okay. Okay, I think we're live. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here. How you doing? Can you all hear me okay? If anybody's here. Barry, Jeff, why just why? Hi, the Hunter. Karen, nice to see you. Hi, Jessica. Get the mic a little bit closer. And what countries have you visited? Just Scotland and a brief trip to England, down to Blackpool. Yeah, I saw them when I come in, Barry. I was just getting things set up. Thank you, Gabby. When we do glitch stories, should be Thursday this week. I've never done deep web stories. They've kind of been done to death anyway, them. Today I have chocolate hobnobs. It's basically an oat biscuit covered in milk chocolate. I think I've still got the hummus ones there, and I ate the lentil ones earlier. Although I did have ones made with peas in a little bag as a snack. Hi, Marianne Pratt. Now, I'm just going to be messing around, adjusting pictures, and I'll maybe do some t-shirt design work. Just spitball to see what happens. No, everybody at one point was doing dark web stories. They all turn out the same, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of them I kind of doubt. Yeah, I went out today. For anyone who's wondering why Rochelle's talking about hummus chips. You're welcome, Karen. Thank you so much for listening. Gabby, do you accept any kind of fan art? Yeah, if people want to send me stuff, they can send it to my email address. It's in the description of every video. It's kingofthecities@gmail.com. I promise I'll keep them munching to a minimum, but I had these here that were tempting me. They really should make a proper dinner at some point. Well, I don't know what was with me today. It was a nice sunny day, so I thought I'll go out, a little bit of a walk, and I remembered, I don't know if you've seen it on, probably seen, if those of you in the UK, I don't think you have them, well actually I don't think they have them anywhere else in the world, Greg's, which is a local bakery, and in a local bakery, and they've apparently started selling vegan sausage rolls. And I thought, well, that sounds interesting. I've occasionally tried vegan options. Some of them have been nice, some of them haven't been so nice. I was quite curious, so I thought I'll go to the local shop. Well, I had a bit of a think because there happens to be someone working in the local shop I'm not very fond of. But I figured, well, you know what? I don't like them that much, but it's not that they're going to do anything to the food. So while I was out, I went in, and they don't stock them at my local. But I did go into, now I know they have these all over the world, Aldi or Aldi, depending on where you live, the pronunciation. We generally say Aldi here in Scotland. They had well, thank you kindly, Barry. Very generous of you. I get to listen to you in art every day now, which is nice. I got a hoodie from your merch store yesterday, and you're mentioning it's fine. Yeah, I did see you'd bought the hoodie. It's quite a big purchase. I'm actually probably going to be looking into other merch stores. I looked at Teespring. They seem a bit cheaper. I'm not 100% sure how they work though. So I think I'll be migrating my merch store somewhere else. Anyway, so I went into Aldi just for a wander round. Hang on. I need to drink something. Biscuits catching my throat. So I went into the local Aldi because I've not been in there for ages. And for those of you who don't know, it's Aldi's it's kind of like the Bizarro of shops. They've got a lot of those off-brand products where the packaging looks so familiar. I think you know the kind of thing I'm talking about. But it's generally quite good food. So I went in there and I was wandering around, picking up various things. And I noticed they had, first thing that caught my eye was something called nutritional yeast. And I have to be careful with how much like dairy products and that I have. I can have some, but I can't go crazy with it. So a while ago, I started making vegan macaroni and cheese, and one of the key ingredients in that is nutritional yeast, which I usually get from Amazon. It's like £5, £6, £7 depending on when and where you buy it. They actually had it for like £4. So then I noticed they had a whole bunch of other vegan products, and I love to try new things. So I thought, okay, chocolate spread, I'll have that. I thought, they've got those crisps I like, I'll have a pack of them. And I think I don't even eat mayonnaise, but they had vegan Hellmann's mayonnaise, so I got that to try it as well. Teddy Bear, yeah, they're actually quite good on the prices. Oh, they are. They are indeed. We've actually got two in my local town, which is weird. There was one, the first one opened up. It was there for a little while, then it shut down. Then there was another one that opened up again in this town, not too far away. It was like up a really steep hill. At the top of this hill, they opened another one up, which I think is a slightly bigger store. And that was there for a few years. And I guess they either owned the unit or they had a really long lease on it. Because a few years after that, of it being shut down, it opened up again. So we've now got two of these same stores. Hi, Terraforry. You're allowed to listen to me in a grocery store. Oh, I wish I could have done that when I worked retail. No, we did have music playing, but it tended to be a lot of the same songs. Hi, Rob. Excellent. Anyway, and that was my vegan sausage roll adventure. Couldn't get any. 900 locations, and neither my town or the next one over do they have them. I'd have to get on a train to Edinburgh or somewhere to actually get them. And I don't want them that badly. Well, Diddy Bear, the thing is, and I say this with no judgment at all, you'll generally find people with money are some of the tightest people you'll ever meet. So yeah, they can go to places like Whole Foods, which I don't even think we have those here, I'm not sure. They can go to Whole Foods, or I want to say Kroger. Is that a more expensive store? Is it cheaper? I'm not even sure. It's an American brand I've heard of. But you'll generally find if there's a cheaper option, they'll go there. Oh, 30 people. I didn't think I'd left people much time tonight, so I wasn't sure how many I'd get in. Hey Shawsy, welcome. How much is a train ride to that town? I can't remember. It's been a few years since I went to Edinburgh. And our American friends here will know what I'm saying, Edinburgh. There's no O. And I didn't really get to see a lot of sights. I think I went to a Subway. I was there at a court case. Wasn't a lot of fun. Kroger's a mid-range store. Okay, so Kroger would be kind of like Morrison's, I guess, in the UK, or Tesco. I mean, we've got Waitrose. That's kind of your more upper class. Then here in the UK, you've got there's Aldi, and there's also either Lidl or Lidl, which we used to have in the local town, and it was kind of a grubby little store, but I like some of the products in it, and very similar to Aldi actually. I think they're both German shops, and they're kind of on the lower end of the scale. But again, I always found the local Lidl. I've always said Lidl, but that might be wrong. I always found that their prices and the quality of their meat products was actually really good. Do you have Whole Foods there? No, I don't think we do. Now, I have left, just ignore Simon Pegg there, I have left the Wikipedia page open so I can do some searchings. Move the biscuits aside, they're making too much noise. Whole Foods, I want the market, so it'll be that one. I think that's the right one. Oop, scroll down, don't show the logo. Efforts, criticism, awards, management. Let's give you locations. Okay, apparently they do have them in the United Kingdom. I don't know whereabouts. If there was one fairly near, I'd probably check it out. Because, like I say, I went to Aldi today, and I didn't know they were a subsidiary of Amazon. Well, I've noticed it. Just a sec. I've noticed that Amazon has been moving into doing food now, and there's some services they don't have in my area. So I wonder if we'll ever get one of those Amazon stores. I heard they were trying them out some places. I'd gotten bored. I usually go to either Morrison's or Tesco, and very similar kind of stores. And I was just kind of bored. You get bored going to the same places every now and again. Then I remembered, I've got one of. I've got two of these Aldis. I could go there, and so I did for a bit of a change. Yeah, it says 2017. Amazon bought them. Maybe we'll get a local one. At one point in my town, we were supposed to get a new Asda. For those of you who don't know, Asda is basically the British arm of Walmart. I don't think any of our stores are quite as big as Walmart. Here you can buy chips or something you want with this. But that's very kind of you, Barry. You don't have to spend all your money on me, though, but I do appreciate it. What was I saying? I completely forgot. Asda is kind of like the British arm of Walmart. They bought them 15 years ago at least. I can't remember exactly when. It's been quite a while. Locations around the London metropolitan area. Rob, I just bought a Japanese guitar today from 1985. The name starts with Yai, but I cannot remember the rest of the letters. I'm trying to remember Japanese guitar brands. Nope, spell it right, Hellfreezer. The next way you said as well. No, wouldn't be Takamine. That's not got a yai in it. Convent from 1985. Guitars. Rob, is that an electric guitar or an acoustic one you got? It's very kind of you again, Barry, but I actually do alright. It's an acoustic, okay. Acoustic guitars. You can find a list of brands. Every letter but why? Behave yourselves. Every now and again, I do find myself going on eBay. I could forget the name. Is that a thing, Kigari? Come on. Oh, good. My mouse has run out of battery power. Excellent. I love when that happens. Alright, Barry, I'm very appreciative of the donations, but you're spending too much money now. I need to ask you to stop, okay? It's very, very kind of you, and I truly do appreciate it. But I don't do these streams for the money. Thank you, Barry. Hi, Shy Shy. Yeah. Nope. I think I'm spelling that. Hey, Sarah Rose, Celtic girl. To Google. Okay, we're going to have to remove this from here for a little bit and plug it into my remote because otherwise I won't be able to actually do anything on screen. There we go. No, I don't have a problem with taking donations now and again. It's just I don't want people skinning themselves for me. Hi, Heather Miller. Oh, hello, Amusing Artisan. I didn't see you come in. Right. Completely spaced out there. We're trying to find the name of this guitar. Rob, is it a K? K. There's right there. That's the brand. Yairi or Yairi. Surname of 3 Japanese luthiers associated with quality handmade acoustic guitars. In the 1960s, 1980s, Sadio Yairi. Somebody who speaks Japanese, let me know if I'm saying this right. Japanese. Made guitars under the S. Yairi. There we go. So you've got S and K, I'm assuming, and also H. Usually, oh, okay, signed and stamped by his father. That's a little sucky. Okay, so Kazuo Yairi. Hi, Louise. Well, here's the thing. I told myself I'm doing too many streams. You need to stop and behave yourself, Hellfreezer. You need to stop. But, I was sitting here and I was thinking, you know, if I don't do something to keep myself amused and awake, I'm going to fall asleep too early and I'll end up waking up like 8 in the morning, which I don't want to do. I'm getting up early enough as it is, so I thought I could do a little bit of a stream. No, Barry, I'm not going to stop. I thought I'd do a little bit less of them because there was a few weeks there, and I'm doing not bad right now. I was having some throat trouble, and I'm not 100% recovered, but the antibiotics seem to have helped. And I couldn't stream. I had to rest my voice in between recording videos to make sure I could still do it. Hey, Johanna, how you doing? And so I wasn't able to stream because I would have damn it hurt my voice too much. But I'm doing better now, and obviously doing better because I've done quite a few streams recently. Is this channel mainly for horror stories? No, this channel is. This is just a pure narration channel. It's for any kind of genre that takes my interest. So we do a little bit of horror. We do some weird stuff with the glitches and the kind of the paranormal as well. I suppose that's weird and slightly scary, depending on the story. Some of them are quite sweet. And of course funny stuff as well, but I'm open to doing other genres. I'd never wanted to do just purely horror. So a little bit of horror, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Kind of a jack of all trades. Drink a Rockstar. I drank an energy drink, an Aldi brand energy drink called Dark Thunder earlier. And I'm not sure how that's going to go with me because it was a 0-calorie one, and it did taste nice. But I tend to get very achy when I drink things with sweeteners in them, which is unfortunate because some of them are very nice. So, yeah, I think that's probably the right brand. No, I don't want to send a super chat to myself. I mean, I'm very charming, but I can talk to myself anytime. No, Barry, I'm saying my voice was hurting for about 5 weeks, hoping it would go away. And thankfully, unlike when I got sick in 2017, the first doctor I spoke to thought, when I told him I think I've got a throat infection, he said, okay, we'll treat the throat infection, and he gave me a course of antibiotics. Also tried me on a different kind of, it's called proton pump inhibitor. Those of you who've got acid reflux will know what I'm talking about. It's meant to help control it. And he tried me on a different kind of those, and those weren't working as well. But thankfully my repeat prescription, thank goodness I don't have to pay for these things in the UK. My repeat prescription still had the old ones on it, which actually worked much better. So with the antibiotics and going back to the other things, my throat's not 100% but much better. Well enough that I can do things like this. And I do enjoy doing them, so I was a little bummed that I wasn't able to. Shawsy Monster. I'm not too fond of Monster energy drinks. I mean, they're alright. I'm a fan. I love Rockstar, Red Bull, and I like the apple and kiwi Relentless. And I don't think there's any actual kiwi in it because I've noticed kiwi tends to actually make my tongue go numb. Mr. Snow Lone Wolf, thank you. Glad to have you aboard. Barry was asking, what do you edit your videos with? I can't find anything to use. Right, I use a few different things. I record my audio in Ableton Live, and I edit out the pauses and mute any loud breathing sounds or unexpected farting sounds with Audacity. Right, that's just for the audio. So if you're just starting out and if it's audio you need to edit, don't worry, Louise. I wouldn't be pushing myself. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think I could. If I'm streaming, I'm well enough to stream. I just need to exercise more at this point. To be perfectly honest with you, I think that's my issue. But I'm getting there. You saw my vegan grocery haul, because I'm a real YouTuber, earlier today on Twitter. So I'm substituting bad things out for slightly healthier versions. That's how I'm starting. Then just smaller meals, more exercise. Maybe one day I'll get that treadmill I've wanted for years, but we'll see. I went on a tangent there. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Right, so Audacity is a good place to start if it's just audio you need to edit, because it's a really great, really versatile program, and it's free. That's also one of the best things about it. It's free. But I use that and Ableton for my audio. Then for preparing my images, I use Photoshop, and the videos are put together with any other little tweaks that need to be made in Adobe Premiere or Adobe Premiere Pro. That, however, is kind of an expensive solution to video editing. There are free programs out there that should do the job. I think Windows Movie Maker, some people still use that, and it gets the job done. I actually did enjoy the meal I had, Rob. It turned out really, really well. My chicken and white wine with rice. Also made a couple of... Hellfreezer is having battery problems this stream. Yeah. I'm going to have to keep jumping between. Hey, oh, in there. No, you stupid USB. I want you to charge the tablet. There we go. Celtic Girl, you should maybe try hardcore yoga each morning. I think it starts with dietary changes and exercise for me, and then we'll see what else might work for me. To make sure I haven't missed anything here. Any questions? Energy drink called Fist. As I was walking by a shop today, I saw an energy drink called Green Monkey. Unfortunately, I think they were closed for lunch because their door wasn't open, so I couldn't buy it. Although, interestingly, I did see today while I was out and about, first time ever, somebody's opened a comic book shop in my town. I hope it does well for their sake, but I don't expect it'll last long. I hope it does, but I don't expect it'll last long. Yeah, but it looked like not a bad little place. I had a nose in the window. I'm not sure if we'll find any neckbeards in there, though, because it is up a rather steep hill, and neckbeards don't really like to exercise. Hi. Surprise. Hello. Celtic Girl, no, I don't like doing live narration. I suppose I could try doing something cold, but... Rochelle, well, you're very lucky, Rochelle, that you don't enjoy energy drinks, because they're very tasty, but they're just not good for you. I have been cutting back, though. Barry, I just drank a Mountain Dew Kickstart. Don't think I've tried that one. I have tried the Mountain Dew Amp, which I think they then rebranded as Just Am, but I quite liked that when I could get it, but I can't get it anymore. There used to actually be an energy drink I quite liked, mostly because I was getting it really, really cheap at one point. It was a tie-in drink to the show 24. Louise Davis swimming helps. Yeah, this is so. I don't. The idea of going swimming with a bunch of other people. Rochelle. Well, practice. If you listen to my first videos, they're not very good. Anastasia. Anastasia Beaverhausen. Okay, I see what you did there. Welcome. Sarah Rose says, "You sound like Liam Neeson. I guess you know that, though." I don't sound like Liam Neeson. He sounds like me. That's somebody tell me I sounded like James Woods the other day. That's not really a comparison I want. Okay, I think we're just about caught up. Now, Rochelle, why get a treadmill when there's a perfectly good sidewalk outside? Because when I collapse from exhaustion, I fall into a nice comfy carpet in my house. I don't have to worry about looking like a prat. I can watch TV while I run. I could put on my HTC Vive and pretend I'm running in space or something like that. There's many reasons. Ooh, I think DM Reaper's on to me. We might live in the same town. Lucy, Hellfreezer, you live in Scotland. Why don't you go hiking? Yes, I live in Scotland, but I don't live near any of the hikey places. I suppose I could cycle to them, then go hiking from there. Barry, yep, that is exactly what I did in the first video. I used an Asus Zenfone 2 to record. Using, I think, was it the Sony recording app I used on that? And then ported the audio to my computer, edited in Audacity. It was a very awkward, cumbersome way to do it. Then eventually I moved to a Behringer CO1U. That was a USB mic. Had that for a little while before... then when the channel started making a little money, I took the money the channel earned and I bought the current microphone I'm using, which I'm going to have to upgrade soon. Johanna, well, sometimes the best thing to do is just put the lights out and close your eyes and listen to something soothing. Hellfreezer, are you in the ML2? That's the postcode. I'm not, actually, no. Hi, April. Ah, right, all caught up. Yep, Granny Florence was right. I was going to adjust him. I think that's fine. Let's continue on with this. DM Reaper. Jeebus, we almost has a misery scenario on our hands. Well, then we can both breathe a sigh of relief then. No loud noises and scary stories. Well, unless somebody's yelling. I find Stephen Fry really soothing when I need to just kind of decompress. I don't really get a lot of migraines. Now and again I'll go through periods where I get headaches, but I'm quite lucky that I don't get anything worse than that. Yeah, guys, if anything happens to me, DM Reaper has probably killed me, so just find him and sort him out, you know. Right, and that's too close to adding colour. What round? I can't have another blue one. I've got pink. Don't have a purple. Yeah, that works. Do you like the movie Gladiator? I do, but I keep calling it Gladiola. Just for fun. I am Maximus Decimus Meridius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. How did you do? Someone asked. April Myers, how did you come up with the Hellfreezer logo? It's quite eye-catching. I was just messing about in a much earlier version of Photoshop, quite a few years ago, and I thought, well, I was doing manipulations at the time, like fake movie posters and things. I did one I was quite pleased with. I don't know if anyone remembers the Doctor Who episode, Angels Take Manhattan. I thought, well, that sounds a lot like Jason Takes Manhattan, the Friday the 13th film, so I did a mock-up poster of the Friday the 13th poster with Doctor Who characters, and I was quite pleased with how it turned out. So I was doing that kind of thing now and again, and just messing around, creating, like, I suppose you could call it art in Photoshop. And it would annoy me when I'd occasionally find people re-uploading my stuff without tagging it. Like a certain celebrity did once. And so I started tagging my stuff, so I thought I'm going to need a logo. I was using the Hellfreezer name online anyways, so I typed the name Hellfreezer in, manipulated the text a little bit, till I come up with this here. Then I just kind of thought, okay, that works kind of like a mouth. So I got the eyes, and I got the little nose bit there, and eyebrows, and then it was a face. And I thought, you know what? I like that. That'll work. DM Reaper says, don't worry, Hellfreezer, I'm a fan, but not a fan. Jita? And who's your favourite person to imitate? My favourite, well, I don't think they're really a person. My favourite character is the Joker to do. In fact, no, I don't have a copy of it on this computer, so I can't really play it for you. But that's a voice I've loved to do for years, specifically Mark Hamill's Joker. And so it's fun when I'm playing the Arkham games. I'll do my Batman voice, but then of course I'll launch into my Joker because it's so fun to do. But there's others as well. It's alright, Gabby. You didn't really do anything wrong. It's just lots of people ask me if I'm going to do a face reveal, and it's unlikely to happen soon. I'm not going to say never, because quite frankly, if I want to kind of progress this thing, I'm going to have to get used to being in front of a camera. But, I'm going to have to become pretty again. Rob B, could you describe your logo for me? Because I cannot see it. It's the word Hellfreezer, distorted and kind of ballooned out so that it swells in the middle and then tapers off toward the H and the R at the ends. Then there's two kind of large cartoon eyes. Some people say they look like boobs, but those people are wrong. Large cartoon eyes. Then there's eyebrows above that in kind of a quizzical, slightly miffed expression. Quite simple, but I like it. Well, Barry, you start and you play around with things, and you'll come up with something you like, or you could commission someone to do a logo for you. Anastasia, Gladiator, too much Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt wasn't in that. I think Anastasia's thinking of Troy. Gladiator was the Russell Crowe fighting around the world, and whatchamacallem, Joaquin Phoenix. Thanks, Sally Sparrow. Ooh, Sally Sparrow. I know it's probably not your real name, but I see you. I see you, Sally. One season must be here. Reaper. Marianne Pratt, you have your priorities straight. That's quite alright. The pizza deserves your attention, I understand. I can do that man who presented through the keyhole. Now, you say the presenter, do you mean what was his name? Not Lloyd Grossman. It was. Now, who would live in a house like this? David, it's over to you. David something. David Frost. How could I forget that? And apparently Lee Francis, but I only know the David Frost one. Ooh, don't show the logo. Anastasia, no, Brad Pitt was definitely not in Gladiator. No, there was Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix, Oliver Reed, and Demon of I can't remember. Demon something. Barry, can you do a logo for me? Well, I meant hire like an artist. What are the colors? Well, I've had it comes in a few colors. My logo, Rob. There's a plain black version. If it's a dark background, there's a plain white version. But the version I use on the channel right now has got kind of a gradient purple, alternating purple and black effect, because purple and black are kind of my colors. Celtic Girl, Rob's unable to actually view the logo. Also, it was Lloyd Grossman, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely Brad Pitt and Troy. Then what was the other one? Similar kind of movie. Alexander, with your man there. What you call him? The Irish fella, Colin Farrell. Uh, well, I was out when I was out today. I had two people just randomly start talking to me. Um, I don't think they mistook me for employees, but they definitely wanted my help. Take care, Reaper. Okay, good night, musing artisan. Sleep tight. Okay, are we just comparing the hunks now in the chat? Well, for comparing hunks, I'd like to submit J.R. Bourne. I don't think he gets the attention he should. Oh no, we picked that one. Behave yourself. There we go. That's some good backtracking you did there, Shawsy. Well done. What was I trying to do there? Oh yes, nope, solid colour. That's what we want. Go there. And we'll change it in a bit. David Tennant? No. David Tennant's very handsome, very pretty. I think he's a bit too skinny to be considered a hunk. I mean, you need to be a hunk, you know. Shawsy says it's true though. He's fluffy and cute and spoils me when he wants to and buys me pie. Well, you should hold on to him then. Anyone who brings you pie is worth holding on to. Maybe throw a grey one in. We'll see how that looks when I do the darker background. Yeah, I've seen the Fright Night remake. Who was it doing? He was kind of doing... Was it Russell Brand he was doing in that? He was definitely channeling somebody. It wasn't Roddy McDowell. Well, I've got the Creative Cloud, so I do sometimes use Illustrator for certain things. But it's just mostly between those two. Almost, let's say about 90% Photoshop. Louise, yep, they remade Fright Night. Then they did kind of a sequel, but not really, to the remake that had Jamie Murray in it. But the remake was Colin Farrell, David Tennant, and Anton Yelchin. It wasn't actually too bad, but it wasn't actually too great either. Oh, I love all the Doctors to various degrees. 10 was good. I really liked 11. And after his first year... I actually really became to like Peter Capaldi. But yeah, I don't think anybody beats Tom Baker. Does anyone remember that it's Elvis Presley's birthday today? He would have been 84 years old. I did not actually know it was Elvis's birthday today. Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Oh yeah, he was quite good in Velvet Goldmine, wasn't he? He played, well, Bowie Not Bowie. Would you like a jelly baby? Yes. No thank you, and don't call me baby. I can also say I liked Matt Smith from the get go. Coachy copy. I've been narrating for over 3 years. Been doing it full time for over 2.5. Shawsey, yeah, you know, Jodie Whittaker is... She's actually quite good. I think she's finding her feet a little quicker than Capaldi did. Although, I get the feeling they were trying... Because there was some negative reaction towards Peter when he came out for reasons which escape me. They tried too hard to make him all kind of dynamic and mysterious and much more alien than he'd been portrayed before. And that kind of fell flat on its bum. So they then relaxed themselves and it felt like a much more natural performance in his second and third years. So I really did come to like Peter Capaldi, especially the Zygon speech when he's basically telling them, you know, got the two buttons and everything. That was great stuff. But I think Jodie Whittaker's doing good. The stories have let her down. I think there's too many companions. 4 companions is too much. It means they're not focusing on the Doctor as much as they should, and they're not focusing on the developing the characters as much as they should. It's unfortunate because the cast is quite solid, and Bradley Walsh was a revelation for me. When Catherine Tate was first cast on the show years ago, my reaction was, oh God no. But I ended up loving Donna, and I had a similar reaction to Bradley Walsh at first. I keep having to stop myself saying Bradley Cooper. I was like, no, you know what? No. You didn't think Catherine Tate would be any good, and she turned out to be great. And sure enough, Bradley Walsh has turned out to be great, and have the younger members of the cast. But I think weaker stories earlier on hurt the show. They improved as things went on. The reduced episode count has also hurt the show. And when you're introducing a new Doctor, they did insist on going with all new stories. I think that was a mistake as well. They should have had the Cybermen, the Daleks, the Sontarans, or something more familiar in a bit earlier. And that would have helped ease things over. There is also the fact I believe Jodie's the first Doctor since the show was revived where it's been completely fresh. There's been wait. No, I think I'm wrong there. They did it with Matt too. I was going to say she's the first one that didn't have any companions crossing over. But No, Matt didn't have any companions crossing over either. Okay. Barry, well, if you don't watch Doctor Who, you wouldn't know who Matt Smith is, but he was the 11th Doctor. 12th, technically, 12th actor to play him. That's a whole other discussion. Fez in the Vortex? Well, I just said I quite like Jodie. Thanks, Kutchin. Much appreciated. I actually quite liked Martha. In fact, I don't think I've disliked any of the companions so far. The only thing is, I did feel a bit sour towards Rose eventually, because she went away and she kept coming back. I was like, okay, sweet Rose, you can go away, love. Your story's over. It's fine. Stay in the other world. It's all right. Yep, that was a really good one. I also quite liked Nightmare in Silver as well that Gaiman wrote. I understand it was changed a bit, maybe, but I quite liked it. Game of Thrones. Yeah, I'm not caught up with Game of Thrones yet. I've seen some episodes of season 7, so I'll need to get caught up before it comes back. Anastasia, well, you're going to be waiting a while because he hasn't even finished the second last book yet. I think is it Winds of Winter the next one, then A Dream of Spring's the last, and I doubt Winds of Winter is going to be out this year. I mean, it does give me plenty of time to finish book 5. I'm about halfway through it so far. Oh, it's very kind of you, Gabby. Thank you for coming back. No, I'm not really interested in the radio plays Fez in the Vortex. We could never quite get into them. Hi, Paulina. Welcome. Take care, Anastasia. Have fun. Kill It Girl. The Overwatch Masterpiece Theatre. No, I don't think I've ever watched anything like that. But even if we have, I expect we probably have some of the shows over here. Yeah, that's essentially why I'm streaming right now, Louise. Don't want to go to bed too early because I'll get up early. About 11's fine for me. Even that's maybe a little bit too early. Jonesy, I quite liked Warehouse 13, but I didn't watch the final season. There was some stuff they did in it that just put me off. Why Hellfreezer do people put an ad at someone's name? It's just so they know the comments directed at them. It's a Twitter thing, really, but it seems to kind of translate over to other websites. Spooky Liam Neeson. Yeah, I can live with that. That's fine. Hello, Zarek. I was actually looking something up there. Well, that doesn't really matter now. Right. So how did you manage narrating someone without a tongue? I just tried not to move my tongue too much. Then I re-recorded parts of it because I thought it sounded offensive. No, I didn't actually know that, Rob. Right, I think we'll just go to 2 hours tonight. So another hour. It's currently it's about 10 minutes past 12 here. This curl should be dark blue. Yeah, I suppose I could get the colours a bit darker as I move down. I won't make that one blue. I'll make that one blue, and this will have to be something else. Well, that's the thing, Kuchi. I do quite like living in the UK, but I can't really compare it because ultimately I've never lived anywhere else. Maybe I'd like living somewhere else more. Rob B asks, what are your thoughts on all these smart home speakers like Alexa and Google Home? I've actually thought about getting one of those. Recently, I thought, well, that might be kind of interesting. Then I thought, I don't really like the idea of essentially having a constantly on microphone sitting in the corner of my living room. So I decided ultimately to not get it. Doesn't mean I won't change my mind at some point, though. Hi, Element. Hello, Night Raven. That's 2 greens. Rochelle, as long as you're not doing illegal stuff, does it matter? Yeah, it matters. You don't want something constantly recording you cursing and all the excessive flatulence and other things. You know what things. And the next time you go online, oh, by the way, Hellfreezer, you need rubber gloves or tissues. Like, how did you know? I was like, oh, that's how you knew. And a llama. No, I can definitely see the benefits of it, Rob. But like I say, I did consider it, but my inner conspiracy theorist said, no, no, no. Mad Honeybee. I mean, hell, for all I know, my phone's always listening as well, but even Cortana doesn't listen in on me unless I press the button. Louise Davis, I would love to hear a blooper tape if you have one. When you can't get your words out. And the rest you can just edit. Well, the thing is, my bloopers immediately get deleted, and I continue recording on from where I made a mistake, so there isn't really a blooper tape. Now, I'll be honest with you, I did consider getting one of the Amazon ones the other day, only because I heard you could reprogram it to respond, and I wanted to program it so that when I said, "Hey Janet," it would respond. And virtual cookies for those who spot the reference. Well, I'll tell you what, if in 10 to 15 years' time, Alexa can actually get up off the table, go make me dinner and do my dishes, I'll have one in my house. Louise Davis, some of them are funny. There was the post-apocalyptic cock one, when I was trying to say post-apocalyptic cop. That was quite funny. But the rest are just cursing and me talking about monkeys and saying the word penis a lot. Barry, right. You can pick up a microphone for about. Hang on, let me check. I want to say it's about $40-50, but I could be wrong. Blue. A lot of YouTubers start out with a blue snowball. Probably a good thing I put the word mic in there. Okay, that is much more expensive than the last time I looked. Yeah, £50. So yeah, it's probably about $50-ish. I'm sure you can probably get them cheaper than that though. There you go. And the sound's not too bad off them. What you then do, because of your background noise, if you're using, say, Audacity to record, you give a few you start recording, wait a few seconds, so that it can record your background noise, then start recording yourself. Then when you're done, what you do is you sample the part of your background noise. You then go into Audacity and you select an option, say it says noise reduction, and select get profile. Then you select the whole file, or however much of the file you want to apply it to, and then you apply noise reduction, and that will reduce your background noise. If you're using a fancier program like Ableton Live or some Adobe Audition, you can use something that's a plugin called a noise gate. Now that's what I use when I'm recording, and the noise gate will filter out sounds above a certain decibel. I have to occasionally be careful with it because sometimes it cuts off the S sounds in mine if I don't really punch them, because I've probably got mine set a little bit too high. What kind of mic was it you got, Barry? Well, that's the thing. I usually cut out most of uh, the dogs or the dirt bikes or the neighbours banging or whatever else might be making noise. It's just occasionally if something slipped through that I haven't noticed while I've been recording, I always just like to let you guys know that what was going on. Hey, Almond Brown. The Louise are just saying hello, as in hi, Lou. You can say the other one if you like, Rob. I don't mind. Nope. Too similar to that. Too similar to that. Alright, I know what I'll do. I'll make that deep red. I'll swap these two over. Gucci, my cat just jumped on my face. Yeah, they do that. No respect for faces, or arms, or feet, or legs. But they're cute, though. So at least they've got that going for them. Now, do I have any pets? No, I don't have any pets. Okay, M1W1. Well, as long as you're happy with the sound of it, you don't want to get a really expensive one when you're just starting out. Because if you lose interest in it, then you've spent a lot of money on something you're not going to get a lot of use out of. Bye, who needs names anyway. Take care. That's a little bit better. Obsolete Oddity. No, I've never heard of that one. Yeah, well, I like to make sure all my content's available. I will occasionally put up Patreon only bonuses, but like the Sherlock Holmes stuff, that tends to go on Patreon first, but it eventually ends up on YouTube. The only exclusive thing I'm offering for Patreon supporters at the moment is I'm gradually uploading audio only versions, just with the metadata and a little thumbnail added, just so people can download them and stick them on their phones. But I suspect some of you have already found ways to do that anyway. Kuchi, what I'm working on here is I'm trying to create some more t-shirt designs for the merch store, which I'm probably going to be moving at some point for look for better options. I don't want you guys getting gouged on the prices. Barry, the fact is, I don't make a lot of the. It's like a 20% margin is the profit there. The lion's share of that goes to Redbubble. Sarah Mark, do you mean for narrating stories a good place to start? Well, it really depends on the kind of stories you want to do. You looking to do serious or light-hearted? Sally Sparrow, I'm being very British and eating chocolate hobnobs. You want to do a bit of both? Well, let's see. If you want to do the light-hearted ones, I recommend starting off with maybe like the retail or customer service type stories. Tales from Tech Support, the revenge ones, they're generally quite active. In my experience, people are quite receptive to messages. If you want the serious ones, then there's really only either Let's Not Meet or Creepy Encounters, and they kind of go through periods where you'll get lots of stories and periods where you won't get many at all. So it's kind of 50-50 as to what's best. Thanks, Night Raven. No problem, sir. C. Cometo. Hello, Mr. Hellfreezer. I really enjoy your work. Did you ever take into consideration to read SCPs? Well, they're fiction, aren't they? They're kind of like more science-based no-sleep stories or creepypastas. The problem is with a lot of those kind of stories, it's hard to track down authorship and ownership. SCPs are released under Creative Commons. Yeah, they might be, but I've come across stories that have been released under that, and they haven't been released by the author. Or the authors put it out under a certain license, and then changed their mind. It's just I've seen it happen too often, where someone's said, "Why is my story on here?" That's credited to someone that's not me. Cregan15. Hellfreezer, what's your favourite type of bread? Now we're getting into the real important questions here. I'm making bread, so it's not totally random. I think mine's Irish soda bread. I like a tiger loaf, as long as it's not sliced. It annoys me if I walk into a supermarket to get one and they've all been sliced up, because I like to basically just half or quarter them, depending on how big the actual loaf is, and just put meat and salad and butter and all yummy things on there. And if I can't get a tiger loaf, then like there's the black salt and black pepper. Those ones are quite nice as well. Mary, what's your favourite dinner food? King prawn curry. Don't have it often though. Of course, I'm trying to be healthy now. So in terms of bread, I've just been buying a Hovis wholemeal, because it's slightly better for you than the good bread. Toast quite well though, I must say. Right, well I need to save a transparent version, then I need to do stuff. So, transparent. Fine, let's save it here. And we'll really just set t-shirt. Spell it right. Behave yourself. One. And we want that as a PNG. There we go. And save. There we are. Okay. Alright, hang on. Can I do this quickly? I'm not sure if I'll be able to. I might. Louise Hellfreezer, do you like haggis? Yes, I do. I like haggis quite a bit. It's been a long time since I actually baked bread. I used to have a little loaf tin for it and everything. Never made it from scratch though, I just put those little loaf mixes. Heather Miller, I know this is a weird question, but do you ever encounter people that recognize you by your voice? Never. Although it sounds like somebody who was in chat earlier actually lives quite close to me, so it might happen. It's a chocolate hobnobs. It's Barry. It's an oat biscuit, like an oat cookie, I guess you call it, covered in milk chocolate. Okay, what was it? Oh yes. Well, that's just not working at all, is it? Maybe if I select it here. Nope. Oh god, I just have to do this manually, won't I? Yep, I'll have to do it manually. Nope, go away. I'm doing important Hellfreezer things. There we Hey Chris, Hellfreezer, what do you know with the blank one? Fourth row and right end? There aren't any blank ones. You mean that one? That's grey. It'll look okay on a white t-shirt. Oh, don't worry, Barry. They'd have to catch me to take a picture. Piyuki Yu, it's odd to hear your voice without any form of music in the background. Kuja, do you have a recording room? No, I've got a bedroom. That's basically where I record. Louise, well, there's always somebody that dislikes him eventually. I think some of them just say, oh, there's no dislikes, I'll have to give it one. So they do. I hope it gives them some sort of satisfaction. Behave. I remember I actually had one person say to me, "Oh, I liked the video, but I saw I had no dislikes, so I just had to give it one." I was feeling quite petty that day, so I went to his channel and gave one of his videos a dislike too. I've matured since then. Sarah, can you do a 10-story video for episode 50 of Neckbeards? I think it's got 5 in the title somewhere, hasn't it? That's why I actually stopped doing that with when I started doing the spinning plates. That's why I didn't put a number in the title, so I can have a bit more flexibility. Sleep time now, Raven. Thanks a lot, April. Where's that flood fill tool? There it is. Well, that didn't work out at all. Maybe on the wrong layer. There we go, that's what I was trying to do. No, Barry, I'm streaming for exactly 15 minutes more anyway. I think you've donated quite enough tonight. In fact, I think you've donated quite enough for the rest of the year. It's much appreciated, but save your money. Well, it's important to bear in mind, because you might get the wrong impression from the stories that I narrate, that some neckbeards are perfectly nice people. It's just, the more stereotypical ones that we poke fun at. They can do all the kind of milady as if they're a knight of old nonsense, and they can like all the nerdy things, and not be a dick. There are plenty of them out there. Okay, I'm just going to be really blunt here, Barry. I'm uncomfortable taking donations from someone who is under the age of 18. So, like I say, I truly do appreciate how kind and generous you've been, but it's not necessary, especially when I'm going to be spending time here anyway. So I'd like you to not donate anymore. You've been more than generous, and just keep your money for yourself and do something nice for yourself. That would make me happier. In fact, I'm probably going to turn off Super Chat for the next stream. It's not really necessary anyway. Right, that doesn't look too bad actually. So let's save a version of that for the darker t-shirts. Barry's actually a girl, Louise. Number 2. And PNG. There we go. Alea Soothsayer, hello there. Require a bit more water. Welcome, Alea. Nice to see you. You've come in just at the tail end. We'll be on for another 10 minutes. And I'll have a nice, warm, relaxy bath. Yes, I will have candles, don't judge. And they will be scented. You can judge that if you want. And then I'll probably make dinner while I'm in the bath. Well, not while I'm in the bath, you know what I mean? I'll put something on to cook while I'm in the bath. It'd be weird if I made it while I was actually in the bath. I think the one in the middle that changes colours is vanilla scented, and I can't remember what the other two are. I've got 2 new ones a day that are kind of apple cinnamon. I've actually got loads of noodles. I could just throw them in. I could throw them in with the Red Dogs. True, Coochie, unless I was making soup. Rob B, I'm going to turn off Super Chat altogether. I left it on because I thought it would just be an occasional thing. I'm lucky that even though my skin's a bit dodgy at the moment, I can still use Radox. I'm just using the bubble bath ones, but I sometimes get the salts as well. Right, if I have anything else to do image-wise, I'll... Come on. Save that there now in case I want to do anything else to it later. And start something new. That size. Ooh, I don't know if you like Iron Brew anymore, Leah. They've changed the recipe recently, and needless to say, the Scots en masse were not happy. I tried it, and it doesn't really taste that different to me. Maybe slightly sweeter. Could you copy what's Iron Brew? It's kind of it's a Scottish, I guess, fruit flavored drink. I'm not sure what fruit though. You don't get Iron Brew berries. Made by AG Bar, although you do get generic versions as well. I remember there used to be one. Hang on. Brew. Now that's the proper spelling. IRN brew. Don't look at the logo. And there were generic versions. There was one called was it rivets or girders or something, and you get your store brand versions as well. It's actually not bad at all. Psych folk. Do you have a beard? I think I can hear one. No, no, maybe a couple of days since I shaved last, but we're not quite in beardy territory yet. I think they mean they can hear the kind of sound as I'm moving about. Yes, are they talking about the controversy here? Or are they? They put aspartame in the regular version. Oh, we were all so disappointed. Sally, no. If you go to the front page of the channel, there should be links to Twitter and all sorts of other things on there. Twitter, Patreon, possibly Facebook. I can't remember if I removed that or not. There should be a Redbubble link there. If not, it should be in the About Me. Oh, I don't think that's been proven, Rochelle. Although it does make me achy. Okay, apparently in some places, like in Canada, standard iron brew, it contains the warning not a source of iron. Oh dear. Oh, don't worry about that, Sarah. It comes eventually. The more you do it, eventually you'll find you can edit most of your audio without even listening to it. You'll learn what certain sounds look like just by seeing the waveform. Apparently there's a drink in South Africa. I don't think it tastes rosy vanilla free. No, it doesn't taste the same. What was the name of that fake version? Fake brew. Most of these are just links of people complaining about the that's the wrong spelling, Hellfreezers. No, did I miss somebody leaving? Bye, Sarah. Tonics TKX. Oh, I'm not very fond of mallow. I forgot how to spell rivets. Was it girder? It was. No, maybe not. No, that was the iron brew. I think it was rivets it was called. Not that it really matters, it just kind of got stuck in my head. Rochelle, yeah, that seems to be the case these days. I was thinking about having a sandwich the other day, and I was watching these fitness videos, and they said apparently like deli meat causes cancer. So I thought, okay, no sandwiches for me today. But the fact of the matter is, everything in moderation. Okay, that's just over the 2 hour mark there, so I think I'm going to head off now. Get that bath and a bite to eat before I head to bed. So thanks very much for keeping me company and keeping me awake tonight, guys. It's much appreciated. So until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourselves.